Good morning, everybody. Heath with Lake Champlain Sanitation here. Today we're going to be doing a day in the life. It is Monday. We are starting out May. We had a pretty decent April, I think 45 or 46 dumpster rentals and a good amount of junk removal in there. Took our first pool out, as you guys saw some pictures of that in the last video. A little bright and early right now. It's 6 a.m. out here, letting the F600 warm up. So schedule as of now, what is going on? So Dad is driving the hook lift basically, I would say 3/4 time. I'm doing the early morning deliveries. He comes in at 8. Tyler is doing the route. That's still in the mid 600s. I don't foresee us going too much past that. If anything, we're going to do a slight price increase and then try to tighten up our route density a little more as the next few months and even year goes on, to save as much money on fuel as possible, with diesel at the making of this video being about $6.49 a gallon in my area, which is crazy to think. I can remember just about a week and a half ago, guys, I was filling up for under $5. It was the high fours. It was like $4.80 something cents, $4.99 a gallon last Monday at the cheapest store. But no, now we're into the mid sixes. Hopefully not going to go too much higher than that. Let me know, guys, comments below. We say this sometimes, where is the fuel at in your area? If you're running gas, the gas mileage might not be as good, but at least you're still in those low to mid fours most likely. At least that's what we are up here in New York. So today's plan, I'm going to be dropping a dumpster this morning. I'm going to go hook on to one down in our little city down here and load that up, get that dumped. By that time, Dad will be coming in and he's going to take over for the day. He's got another drop off to do and then 3 pickups to do, which we won't be seeing that because of course he'll be out on his own, and I'll be coming back to the shop. And this time of the month, guys, pretty much my office duties are running credit cards, checking up on past due invoices, updating Excel spreadsheets, updating our CRM so we can send out auto text to our customers. Those are the main things I am doing as of late. And this time of year, that is what I do, this time of the month, that is what I'm doing month after month. That I try to do it between the 1st and the 5th every month. We let our customers know this as well. This is when you're going to be added to our text platform. This is when your credit card is going to be billed, all that sort of good stuff, to just really keep a routine of what needs to be done and get that stuff done in the beginning of the month, so the rest of the month we can push to try to get those sales, of course, as high as possible. So without further ado, guys, we are going to hop into the F600, take a little ride down, deliver one dumpster, drop off the next, hop into the office after that. And I must say, guys, one thing I wanted to mention is the weather's been great these last couple days, but all of April, other than a select couple of days, it was cold. Like, it felt like we were in the 30s to like high 40s most of the month, which I guess is kind of normal for upstate New York. But last year, we had a much more booming April because it felt more like this week in May, where we're in the low 60s. The last 3 days have been full sun. Tomorrow doesn't even look that bad. It just looks cloudy. And I'm really looking forward to this month of May. We had a good April. So last month tied our highest month. So we almost were exactly where we were in 2021. This year, again, the difference is the last 3 months before that were all higher than the previous year's months, which is bringing our total sales up more so far this year. But I'm hoping to knock it out a little more in May because the weather's finally starting to turn, the snow's all off the ground, and just the outside temperature's warmer. So I'm thinking people are going to be wanting to be outside a little bit more, cleaning up their homes and yards. So first drop off, guys, right down the road from the shop. Not bad at all. They're going to be remodeling. This is like a little motel here down the road from the shop. We're going to be putting this dumpster right here so they can come out of that door, out of unit 7, right into the dumpster. Let's get this bad boy on the ground. This is a return customer. They've done 3-4 dumpsters with us in the last couple months. I think they're slowly remodeling this as they go. So those are always nice to have when that, you know, that phone call is a familiar number and you already got the card on file. So we've got container number 1 on the ground, guys. All good, ready to rock and roll. One thing I did do on these dumpsters was I put these little maximum loading level stickers on each side. It actually, those came on a dumpster that I purchased used, and I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys do this? Do you have stickers on them? I know they come with warning decals. I bought these dumpsters from Bucks down in Pennsylvania, and they have warning decals on them, like don't stand on them, you know, slip hazard, be careful, don't park in front of them, kind of thing. But they didn't have any max loading level decals on the sides. Let me know what you guys think about those. I'm hoping they help out and prevent some of that, you know, debris from sticking up, although, you know, customers don't read the fine print or the print right in front of them sometimes. So we might still have stuff sticking out, which I'm assuming we will, but hopefully it'll deter people from throwing a big mattress straight up in the dumpster and help it from catching our tarp system. So pickup number 1 for me, guys. I guess my only pickup of the day. Not bad. I mean, we got the max load level and they're slightly over it, but I knew these guys wanted to try to fit all this in one dumpster. As always in every video, I think we just show our safeties. We got our latch, our log chain here. Throw this fella right where he's gotta go. Very good. Pins, everything looks good. Back of the dumpster, we do a little walk around just to make sure nothing scooted its way under here. See, these little aluminum studs, guys, the dump doesn't really mind. They don't really consider them metal because they smash them so easy. They just don't want big scrap metal in there. But the way the tarp goes up, we'll see if we have any problems, but I think we're gonna be able to cover this load up just fine. They got a pizza shop going in here. I think it used to be not a rental place, but maybe like a housing place used to be in there. Now they're doing a pizza shop and right next to the Subway, but all the businesses are on the front. This is around the back. So the reason we keep a ladder on the truck is because this sometimes happens. So no biggie, we mount a ladder right here to the post. So I'm gonna climb up there, adjust that stud and keep tarping this thing. So you guys can see we are all set now. Tarp's all good. Sometimes, which is really nice, it was a little expensive option, but this hydraulic up and down just saved the day. We're able to bring the tarp up, bring the arms out, and then bring the whole thing down, and we'll do the same thing at the dump in reverse. We will bring the mast up, bring the arms in, and then bring the mast back down so it's not sitting too high over the cab. In the dump for probably my first and only time today. That'll be doing the rest, as we said. See how much of a line we got when we get up here. They've been doing a lot of work over here clearing out, but still the same old dump. I will say, you guys that dump in transfer stations or on a concrete pad and don't have to come into these mountainous muddy landfills, well, I got a lot of jealousy for you guys, because I feel like that does not beat the trucks up half as bad. Is coming way back in here on this dirt road and then going into this huge, basically mud pit. I mean, the last couple of days has been good, but boy, that's hard on trucks long term, and just dumping on concrete would be so nice. So my trucking is pretty much done for the day, guys. Now we are catching up on some office stuff. What I did, I put a whiteboard up here to pretty much track our progress throughout 2022. I did not do this in 2021. I wish I would have. Towards the end of 2021, I did a little bit of Excel tracking, but now I have the Excel spreadsheet, which I try to update pretty much weekly with what we've done throughout the week. I'll flip this around and give you guys a better view. These are just numbers, as in like quantities. There's no dollar amounts with these numbers. It's strictly just a numbers game of like how many residentials we want to have. Now that's addresses, remember. We have over 700 garbage cans out right now, but I count the addresses. So one address could have 6 garbage cans and be a, I don't know, $150 to $200 a month account. And then one address could have 1 garbage can and be a $35 a month account. And I'm counting each individual address as a stop. I'm not counting my carts. Some guys will count their carts, but I do stops, and then I take my total amount of revenue, divided by that amount of stops. That gives me my average ticket price. But I'll spin this around and just explain a little more to you guys the whole whiteboard situation. So try to change that date up there, remind me when it is. And our trucks, we have the Ram 5500. The oil was just changed by us. We'll put the amount of quarts and what kind of oil we used. Again, wasn't doing this before, guys, but we just did those a couple days ago. So 429, we did both the trucks. F600's got 8,900 miles on it now, a little less oil because it's a gas job and a different weight of oil. So we put that up there. But then we have our year-to-date dumpsters. We've sold 105 dumpsters. Our goal is 400 dumpsters. We only have 7 containers, mind you. So we've done 105 so far this year. Again, January and February, very, very slow. Last month we were in the 45 range. So I'm hoping to hit that again this month. Junk removal jobs. Now, junk removal jobs, I'm considering these jobs a couple $100 or more jobs. I think our average ticket job right now is in the $320-ish range. So not bad, 10, 12 grand in junk removal, just as a side hustle so far this year. 200 is a pretty hefty goal for us, just having Dad, Tyler, and myself. And now that we have, you know, we'll go down to the residential stops. Between the residential stops and the dumpsters, that's our main core business. But our residential stops addresses physical as to date is 624. Like I said, over 700 garbage cans out there. And that residential route, guys, is our main bread and butter. Like I've said in the past, it's our main business. But we would like to get that up to 650 houses. That would give us closer to the 750 carts and our average ticket price, and try to get that route up into in a little closer to the $300,000 a year mark off that one route. So another thing, guys, that I've been doing a lot of recently is really trying to not spend money on things we don't need. This year with inflation, even the end of last year, now that we've hit where I'd like to be, like Tyler's running full-time, Dad's running full-time in the summer, I like managing the business where it is. I'm in the field some days for 8 hours. Sometimes I'm not in the field at all. Some mornings like today, it's an hour, 2 hours, and I'm back in the office. I like where it's at because it's enough revenue for me to live comfortably. I can pay a driver well. My father's on the books. He gets paid well as well. And the business is profitable. I like it right there. I don't quite have the gumption to go make this $1 million company yet. I know a lot of you guys have followed me since the beginning where, you know, it was just me and a dump trailer, and I was real happy to, you know, gross $100,000 in a year, which is still, you know, a good amount of money for a one-man operation. But now we're trying to profit over that and be able to, like I said, sustain, right? Keep the trucks new. I'd like to pay off the hook lift truck this year. That would be amazing. I mean, it's going to be a pretty big feat, but I think if all goes well, we might be able to do that. And then just have 2 truck payments, guys, the Sierra and the Packer truck, and be able to, you know, give a little end of the year incentive and stuff like that. So that's what I'm focusing on, is don't spend stupid money on silly things. I know last year, oh, we need a new tool, just buy it. Oh, we need this, just buy it. And that was cool, but we have a lot of stuff now. So if I can borrow it from somebody, if it's a $500 thing and I could just borrow it, or if it's a $1,000 thing and I can rent it for, you know, $100, I will. And those are just a couple things I'm trying to crack down on this year to save a little money, keep our revenue right where, you know, where I'd like it to be, and try to save on the back end a little more, just instead of just trying to make more revenue, because the more revenue you make, you're going to have more expenses as well. All right, guys, so it's about 1:45 at this point in the day. We dropped a dumpster this morning, picked up a dumpster and dumped it, sent Dad on his way. He actually ended up dropping 2 dumpsters and dumping 2 dumpsters. Tyler did about 190 residential accounts today. He's on his way back to the yard right now. I am currently sitting at the gym. What I've been doing recently, I used to go to the gym at like 4:30 in the morning. I'm adjusting now because I've been getting up, going to the office, typically doing a dumpster in the morning or something with the trucks in the morning before my dad comes in at 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's just been really busy, especially like scheduling the clean outs and stuff. But this week isn't as crazy as last so far. But I'll get a workout in around like 2 p.m., 2 to 3, 3:30 with a buddy of mine who I used to lift with all the time. And he's working construction in the area right now. So we've been lifting a lot in the afternoons. And then what I'll do after this is I will go home. I got an estimate to look at tonight for a yard cleanup. And I'll pretty much work until about 5:30. The reason I'm going now, the biggest reason I'm going now, a lot of phone calls have been coming in at 4 to 6 p.m. So going to the gym in this middle of the day, it kind of charges me up again to do kind of a second wind to keep going into the evening a little bit. I don't mind answering phone calls at home, texts at home, emails at home from our actual customers. I do it all the time, even on the weekends still. But the big thing is, guys, that I just left the bank. I took some of the equity that I had in the 5500 and I put it down on the principal of the F600. So we have made our first big payment, if you will. Really hoping to get that truck paid off this year, guys. I'm saying it here in 2022. I'd love to have a clean title to that hook lift truck by the end of 2022. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep you guys updated. My plan is right now to do it one big payment at the beginning of each month. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on that. So the gym's all done for the day, guys. Looking a little red in the face. We got a good workout in. Pretty much like to just do like a 5 to 6 days a week schedule. I like to lift still. I was like an athlete in high school, but I mainly like to lift just for the mental, I guess, release, and go in there, try to push yourself a little bit. I lifted competitively for a little while right out of college, but now I'm just trying to maintain basically and go in and do your normal muscle groups and get that out of the way. But wanted to say this is kind of important. I don't think I've ever said this. One thing, part of my daily routine that I try to do at least 3 days a week is I will come over after the trucks are back in the yard for the day. Now, Tyler and Dad, they look their trucks over all the time as well, but you never know. This happened a lot more when we had trailers, but you never know when, let's say Tyler drives Tyler Dad had the dump trailer with a roll-off dumpster on it. They go to the dump, they come back, they do a walk around when they first get back to the yard and everything looks good on the truck, no damage, no flat tires. They got a really small pinhole leak that they can't hear. They come back in the morning, the tire is flat. That used to happen, that probably happened once a month, usually, I would say, maybe once every 2 months last year. And I would catch it at night because back when I was storing the stuff more at the yard on the property I own, it was easy to just walk out after dinner and look at stuff. But now on my way home, especially like this from the gym, it's only about 4 o'clock right now. So I just come over, it's daylight out. I'm going to walk around the trucks. I'll give you guys a little walk around just to see what I look at. Real basic look over. The guys do the same thing in the morning, and it just keeps us ahead of any, big problems that could be sticking right out in our face. And of course, if we have a flat tire tonight, odds are now that we have these trucks, I really can't plug them myself, but we'll know that for the next morning that we're going to be behind. But when we used to have trailer tires, I would just plug them myself and we'd go on with the day. So let's check the trucks out, guys, make sure they're all set to go for tomorrow. So obviously the first thing we look for is any damage. It's my father and Tyler. They're pretty honest dudes. So if they damage anything, I'm going to know about it long before I would probably catch it myself. But we're looking at the body. I like to look up at the tarp, make sure nothing is pinching up above. That all looks good. Just take a quick walk around. These tires are like steer tires that they come with. They're not very all-terrain. We'll probably be switching those out by the winter, but we'll definitely let them get some more wear on them first. But looking around the tires, listening, everything looks pretty good on there. Checking our hydraulic level, that's pretty much right in dead center. Looking up here, make sure that there's no real leaks. We grease everything pretty often, so there is some lubricants on the rails and stuff like that. But we'll check out our rear tires, get down below, just look, make sure everything looks good where it's visible. We obviously aren't pulling the tires off every day, but kind of just a walk around the truck, guys. Like I said, make sure everything looks good. There's nothing really sticking out. that has punctured the tires in any sort of way. Same thing on the 5500. We're gonna go around, look at all the tires. We'll kind of just pan around. We're looking at, you know, all the cylinders, everything looks normal. We got the little B-Haul used groceries. Just a little shout out to Sam Campbell again. Yeah, making sure, you know, we had a hydraulic leak last week, but everything looks pretty good now. We had to replace a washer up here. It was a factory known thing. I guess they were just waiting for it to happen in the field, which wasn't really my cup of tea, but it is what it is. So yeah, we just go through, look at all of our lines. We obviously keep everything greased. Look at our tires. Everything's looking good here. Actually, what do we got right here? See? This is what we're looking for. So that right there did not go through the tire. Luckily, it was like stuck in the tread. But just little things like this, guys. This is why I do this. Like I said, I don't get to it every single night, but I'm looking at everything. I mean, this truck carries some weight for a 5500. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a 5500 is very, very small. I mean, this is a high-tech truck, but it's really small. And Tyler's got the pack blade back. This is how he starts in the morning with his first stop. So he's ready to go for the morning, and our first stop is right around the corner. Typically, you're going to want to drive with that pack blade forward, but he's ready to go for the morning. Check this front tire. Again, another steer tire. Looks like he got in there, hit that with some grease. Yeah, we'll just look around here, guys. Everything looks pretty much good to go. And he'll be ready to go for tomorrow. All right, so you guys saw that job. I'm thinking a dumpster and a half. I don't quite think 2 full dumpsters. And how I'll do it for junk removal, guys, is I'll do a flat rate if it's around us between 400 and 450. There was construction debris there, so I'm assuming it might be a little heavier. But you're looking at $450. That's going to get our dump fees included, our labor, and our trucking. And if it's a little further out, we may do $500-600 a full load. And then what we'll do on the second one is prorate it a little bit. So let's say it's a half a dumpster. We may do that at $300. Again, just depending on the volume of the junk. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a full day in the life from basically the first thing I get in the morning until when I end at night. It's about 4:40 p.m. right now, Eastern time. And we're finishing up for the day, guys. Tomorrow we got a big clean out on the books. Might get some videos of that if we can. I'm doing it with my father. But as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this content. We'll see you next time.